The first thing I want to talk about is this idea of homologous chromosomes, okay? So we have this thing called homologous chromosomes. Now, there is that pesky homo again, okay? So what does the prefix homo mean? Anybody? Prefix homo, what does it mean? You can unmute or put it in the chat.
That's same.
Same. Okay. So if I have homologous chromosomes, then that means I have some chromosomes that are going to be the same. All right, cool. So let's pretend that this is a cell, okay? And in here, I am going to have some homologous chromosomes. So maybe I have a chromosome that looks like this. And then I have one that's very similar that looks like this. Maybe I have a green chromosome, and my green chromosome is all squiggly. And I have another green chromosome that's all squiggly. And then maybe I have, I don't know, a blue chromosome, and it just kind of looks like a oval. So that's all that's going to fit in here. So that's how I'm going to leave it at this. This is obviously not a human being because there's not enough chromosomes here. All right. So what I want to point out is a couple of things. First of all, how many chromosomes total did I draw here? What's my total number of chromosomes, guys?
6.
6. Yeah, cool. Awesome. So where did those 6 chromosomes come from? Where do all of your chromosomes come from?
Cells.
Like ultimately, like where did they come from? How did you get chromosomes in your body to begin with?
Parents.
Parents. There you go. Awesome. So we can pretend that this one's mom's and this one came from dad, and maybe this one came from mom and this one came from dad. Maybe that one came from mom and maybe that one came from dad. So if I have a set of homologous chromosomes, that means that I have pairs of chromosomes. And those pairs are basically the matching sets. If I have homologous chromosomes, that means that they're about the same size. Remember, homo is same, so same size, which they kind of are. I mean, they're a little tiny bit different. These pairs, these matching sets, all have the same traits on them. Remember, sometimes we also use that word alleles. And those traits or genes or alleles that code for your eye color or your hair color or your height, those are all in the same locations. So what the heck do I mean by that? All right, so let's pretend, for example, and I'm gonna, let's go with green. Let's say that this green bar right there that I just put on that blue chromosome is the chromosome that is going to code for eye color. Well, that's the chromosome that I got from my mom, and let's say that that is big B for brown. Well, that next to it in the homologous chromosome pair is another green bar, and that one also codes for eye color. That's the one that I got from my dad, and maybe dad gave me a lowercase b for blue eyes. Now, we know from Mendel that if this is the case, I'm going to have brown eyes because brown is dominant and I'm showing it with the uppercase B. But what you can see here is a set of homologous chromosomes. They are a pair. I have a matching set, and they are about the same size. They carry the same traits, even though those traits might be different, right? Because like the mom's was blue. I'm sorry, the mom's was brown, the dad was blue. But it's the same trait, right? It's eye color. And it's located in the same spot on my chromosome. Okay, so this is what I mean when I say homologous chromosomes. So what does this have to do with anything? Well, this brings us to the idea of haploid and diploid cells. Okay, so thinking back to my homologous chromosomes, I have some cells that are diploids and other cells that are haploids. Okay, so what is the difference between these two? If I have a diploid cell, I might also call that a somatic cell. Sometimes we also call these body cells. So pretty much these are anywhere in your body, like your skin or your muscles or your cheek or your tongue or your stomach or your whatever. Any part of your body is going to be a diploid cell or a somatic cell. Okay, these are 3 words that more or less mean the same thing, kind of. All right, so what is the key thing with a diploid cell? A diploid cell has a full set of matching chromosomes. If I need to show this in a symbol, I'm going to say it is 2N. So N is the number of chromosomes that maybe I got from mom, and also the number of chromosomes that I got from dad. So obviously I got 1 set from mom, adding 1 set from dad, and obviously that's going to be 2N, right? Some basic math there. So what does that mean? That means that cell that I drew before with my homologous chromosomes, right, is a diploid cell. It's got matching cells. I'm sorry, not matching cells. It's got matching chromosomes. 1 set came from mom, the other set came from dad. And these are the cells with matching chromosomes, homologous chromosomes, full set of matching chromosomes. These are our diploid cells. These are the ones that we find in our skin and in our muscles and in our stomach lining and anywhere in our body. Okay, these are our diploid cells. Diploid cells can become, well, certain diploid cells can become haploid cells. Because remember, and this kind of goes the other way as well, when I have a diploid cell, half came from mom and the other half came from dad. So at one point, there has to be another cell that isn't a full set of cells. That's what a haploid cell is. Ladies and gentlemen, haploid literally means half. Okay, now your haploid cells, we sometimes call these gametes. Another word for gamete is a sex cell. Now, keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, in humans, we call our sex cells eggs and sperm. But if I was a tree, I would say pollen and ovum. So each species has a different name for their gametes. Each species have a different name for their sex cells. Each species has a different name for their haploids. So what does it mean to be a haploid? Well, it is literally half of a set of chromosomes. If I need to show this in a symbol, I am just going to call this N. So this is the half that I get from my mom in a cell, or maybe it's the half that I got from my dad in a cell. So what might that look like? Well, again, if this is my haploid cell is going to look like this. Oops, Trying to change colors. Okay, so diploid is a full set of chromosomes. So keep in mind, all of the chromosomes, every single cell in your body, except for your sex cells, are diploid cells. They are somatic cells. They are body cells. That is a full set, matching chromosomes, half from mom, half from dad. So in humans, it would be 46. If I was a fruit fly, it's 8. If I was, I don't know, I think a butterfly, there's certain species of butterflies. It'd be 230, believe it or not. Now, what do the haploid cells look like? Well, for humans, what would it be? Anybody? Ladies and gentlemen, what would my haploid for humans be?
23.
23. Awesome. What would it be for a fruit fly?
4.
It would be 4. And what would it be for a butterfly? Well, no big deal. It's 115.